Hey,
Hello.
Claire.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Excited about this conversation as usual.
Me
So,
too.
the word I would love us to talk about today is fear.
Fear. Oh, yeah. I'm well acquainted. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Hmm. Hmm. You know, what immediately comes up is I just witnessed someone close to me go through this experience, this creation of a dream of theirs. And it didn't come without fear. There were many moments where, you know, fear reared its head. And it's so funny when we talk about it like that. Like, how many times have I heard that? And really, it's just, you just, you just kind of get thinking about, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen, or I don't know how that's going to look, or, well, what about when I get there? And, and when there was a settling in, as just a refocusing back on, hey, what am I doing here? There, it was just like that fell away. Yeah, I kind of see fear as just coming and going, just like all the rest of the thinking that we have kind of going on in the thoughts that come and go, right? I'm going to speak personally for a moment because uh, I just shared with you that I was going to take some scary action today. It was something that is exciting to me and also is scary. And it's scary because so how I see it, I'm creating something and I'm going to be like, sharing it with the world. And of course, I think the world, and it's like, I have no idea who's going to see or hear it. But in my mind, I have this idea that it needs to be done right. And then it needs to be done in order, and it needs to have a flow, and it needs to make sense. And really, my brain has a really hard time getting things kind of in order. I can do it. I can do it. Maybe it's that I just don't kind of like it. And it's like, oh, people aren't going to get it. But here's the thing. When you just let all of that, just let it settle, and just like refocus on what feels good here. What am I being nudged to do? What is coming up within me to do and share and say? And then in those moments when I can just like, that, you know what? It's going to come out exactly how it's meant to come out. And someone will hear it and others will not. And that's just how it goes. We're energetic beings. We're not meant to resonate or vibrate with everything, or, we're meant to share what comes up to share. And we're meant to receive from others or other things what we're meant to see. I mean, I can hear things from the birds that wake me up in the morning at 4. Mm. Yeah, it's very interesting. And when you sort of take a step towards and into the thing that's where you're being kind of drawn to, the thing that, you have all these scary thinking about, really, it's just thoughts about the past. Oh, well, I've seen that happen with this person or that person. What if it happens here? Or projecting, doing this crazy imagination, this catastrophizing. What if this happens? And it's not real. It's just all made up in that moment. But oh my gosh, does it feel compelling at times? What I'm wanting to do, it's been on my mind off and on for like more than a year. That's so funny. Yeah. Anyway, that's what's coming up in the moment. How about you? Tell me about what you see around about.
Yeah, just thinking about what you've just said, that we have something that is a desire, a dream, or something that comes, something that fresh and new. This seems like, fills us with joy and excitement, and we feel drawn towards it, like you said, and then we talk ourselves out of it, and that it's fearful thinking, isn't it, that talks us out of doing all sorts of things. And I think particularly in business, which both of us are, but it comes up in other parts of life as well, but particularly in business, we can really talk ourselves out of something that could be the most exciting thing we've ever done in our business. And we do that really a lot. And I think it's going back to something I think we've talked about before, where we talked about how, well, I kind of see that human beings are action taking beings. Like, we're naturally inclined to do things and create things in the world and take action. And really, our physical ability to do things. So an example, in a business text sense, might be putting something out on social media, or doing a live video, or whatever, which a lot of people will hold themselves back from through the fear, through the story that they've got about how people are going to judge them and what's going to happen, and what's the point anyway, because I'm not going to know what to say, or all that kind of stuff. The actual capability to do that thing is just hidden under the fear. It isn't not there. Anybody is capable of picking up, well, anybody who has a phone and a Facebook account, for example, has an ability to pick up their phone and go live. It's not even that complicated, is it? So
yeah.
And then to start speaking and for words to come out, because that's what humans do. That's one of the things we do, is speak.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard. And if you think about it, that like if you say, we're going to take that topic and just talk about it with a friend down the pub, there'd be no issue. And really, it's the same action, isn't it, really? I mean, you've got to press a button to go live on Facebook, but it's the same action. You're opening your mouth and words are coming out.
Yeah.
And the only reason why we don't do the live and we do chat to somebody down the pub is fear. And that fear is created by the story of, like you said, the story of the future. What's going to happen to me after I've done the live, or what's going to happen to me while I'm doing the live, or will I be struck down by a bolt of lightning, possibly, or my next door neighbour's cat is going to leave me a rude comment on my Facebook. It's great. And when I say that, I'm saying that because that is the level of crazy the stories that we create are. They are that level of crazy, aren't they? They're nonsense. What's somebody else's head, what somebody else is going to think about us, all of that. And yet the physical capability to do that thing, to open your mouth for words to come out and to press a little button that makes you go, that's all still there. That can't be taken away, really. That's like our innate drive to be creative, to share things that we are passionate about or whatever. But fear does. But the other thing that's just come to mind then is, as I'm saying that, actually fear is also super helpful as a feeling when we know what it is. If we think the fear is saying there's something scary in a live video, then we're not going to do it. As soon as we start to get curious about the fact that it isn't, there's nothing in the live video, there's something in our storytelling system, there, not, but nothing about a live video, then we can start to take that signal, the fear signal, to be a signal to slow down, allow ourselves a pause, take a breath, whatever it is that makes sense to us in the moment. Because we just need to settle ourselves. We don't need to settle the world out there. We don't need to not do the live video. We don't need to unfriend all the people from our past who might see us do the live video. We don't need to do any of that. We can just do it,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And really the only way to see that it really is all made up is to just take that step. And it's like, oh, wow, huh, nothing happened. And sometimes it's like, okay, well, that time it worked, but what about next time? That happens too. But when you see it, and it's life, right? Human, there'll be one thing that will just be sticky. That it's just like, okay, I can do all these other things that other people think are really scary. I don't see them as scary at all. They actually come really easy to me. And then there's this other thing, right, that I see as really scary, and others was just like, just do it. Like, there's nothing on it. There's nothing. So, and, I know that is not helpful. It's not helpful to hear it, because it's just like, the only really helpful thing is to just take a step, and just like a baby step, like inch your way in, and do it with a friend. I've been a wing person for others before who have done things that they've just felt so scared. It's like, you know what? I'm right here. I'll even stay on the line. I'm coming with you. I'll be by your side, or and then you, and then, you call me right after, or we'll talk right after, or whatever. And it's just a sense of, I'm not alone. But here's the thing, we're not alone, ever. Ever. Whether because you could have done the same thing without knowing that, there's someone waiting in the wings, cheering you on, and you get to go hug them. It's like going on stage and then coming off stage and, hugging your friend who is there. It's the same. When you go and do it on your own, it's like, oh, even that was a thought. The thought that someone waiting in the wings is making it safer. Even that is made up.
It's all made up, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Right. I saw something in there differently for myself.
Tell me about it.
Well, just the story. I mean, I don't know why that story even came out, but I have done that for people. And I'll say, I'll be your wingman. Go do it. Go do it. I'll be right here. And it's like this, it's like the teddy bear. It's like, you know, it's like holding a teddy bear and thinking that teddy bear is giving you strength and keeping you safe. And it's really not. So I think I just recognized that, oh, I can say things, at times like, Michaela, like, I'm going to do this thing and probably 2 people are going to see it anyways. So I can say those things to myself to try and make it feel safer. But really, that has nothing to do with it either. I just saw how the games that I can play, and I know I've seen others play too, it all in an effort to help themselves feel better. It's just coping mechanisms. And, it's fine. It's fine. I would like to invite, though, myself and anyone who might be listening, that once you see that you don't even need that, all of a sudden everything just feels so much easier, so much simpler. This is bizarre. Oh, sorry. Can I share this one little thing, this bizarre thing that just popped up in my mind? Many, many years ago, I used to smoke. And I can't, so there was, and it was also becoming unacceptable to smoke in a lot of areas, because we used to smoke at our desk and smoke. And then it was, it started to become like where there was designated smoking areas. And I would find myself planning, like where I can have my next smoke, or when, or all of that, right? And when I stopped smoking, it was like, wow, life is so easy without having to manipulate and try and, navigate all of this stuff. It was just, and that's what it's like when you kind of see through thought, when you see through that it's all made up. It's like all of a sudden, all the complexity just falls away. It's like, oh, for heaven's sake, let me just go do that thing.
I think I like the analogy. I think it's an analogy. I always get metaphors and analogies mixed up, but that's because it's principles, isn't it? It's because what we're talking about here are some fundamental truths about how, how the mind works, how the human mind works, and that it's working that way whether you know it or not. And you have an easier life when you know how it works. And my analogy for that is around gravity, because if you can imagine somebody came to this planet from outer space and they didn't know about gravity, then life would be complicated, because everywhere they went, they would be breaking and dropping things, and they wouldn't really know why, and they wouldn't understand that it was consistent. So they would keep breaking and dropping things. And without the knowledge about gravity, they would then probably pad the room they were living in, bubble wrap everything, and, and then try and work out how they were going to earn money to replace all the things that they were breaking all the time. Like, life would be really complicated, wasn't it, in this attempt to almost not fight something, unknowingly almost fight something that is just a fundamental principle. In this world that we live in, stuff falls down. But if you came from a planet where stuff tended to float nicely around the place, then of course you would be utterly confused by. And I think that's the thing. We've all been pointed in a very wrong direction in terms of how our experience is created. We have been told that it comes from the outside world, and that's how to sort it all out, is by controlling the outside world. But it doesn't. And so I liken all the stuff we can be doing to try and manage our feelings and feel better to being like that alien who's padded out his entire house in order to not break things. And sometimes we will still drop the ball or the cup or the plate. And that's perfectly human. But I think the more we see around this, the life just gets easier, because we do understand what's going on inside us. And with fear, which is I think, so prominent in a lot of people's lives, to see what that is, to see that it is the story that we've made up, our old kind of, I mean, earlier you referenced the past and the future, and really all we're doing when we're predicting the future is taking our ideas from the past and creating a future based on that. All of that then therefore is built on a really shaky foundation, because it's built on a foundation that's just stuff we learned way back when we were children, that's just maybe not particularly helpful, and then we're using that to try and work out how to do life, and it's not very helpful at all.
Yeah.
You know, there is nothing, there's no fear is really redundant. There's not many times that we're really actually needs to be fearful, i.e. we're being chased by, I mean, I think you've possibly got more wild animals where you live, but here,
Cougars.
yeah, I got chased by a cow.
Bears.
Got chased by cows.
I'm sorry.
A little while ago. It was actually, people in this country get killed by cows every year. It's like quite it's not common, but it's surprisingly common. And that was, but it was, what was really interesting, you know how you feel when you feel afraid, there's all this thinking about it and all this, like, you know, it's all in here, isn't it? When you're afraid of doing a live video, there's nothing actually going to hurt you in the real world. Whereas when I actually was jumping over a wall to escape these quite rapidly oncoming group of cows, I didn't feel afraid at all. My physical body moved me almost, and I cannot think there was masses of.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened. Yeah. So when I was, you know, escaping from these cows coming towards me, there was no fear. I didn't feel afraid. My body it felt like my body just moved me over the wall. Luckily there were sheep in the wall and they're not quite so aggressive as cows. But it was afterwards that my head started what-ifing, you know. Oh, but what if you're on your own, and what if you've been run over by cows, you're gonna die, you know, like, well, you know. It was then that I really noticed my head going into, and then I felt the fear. Then I was a bit jittery and more upset about it, really, because I think that the physical form is going to keep itself safe, but the fear that most of us experience on a day-to-day basis has nothing to do with the protection of the physical form. It's a protection of the ego, of course, and the protection of the self and what people are going to think about me and all that kind of thing. It's got nothing to do with real fear. It's the story. When we're in real danger, our body just shifts us out of the way. Yes.
So it's complete. It's mostly redundant, is the fear thing.
Yeah, sure is. It's funny. It's funny when you get it.
Yeah, funny, peculiar, and funny, I think, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little exploration of fear. I hope people will find that helpful.
Yeah, I did.
Cool, me too. Good to.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Claire.
We'll talk again soon.
You betcha.